This would begin when the life of all the universes was being debated in the Tournament of Power. The Tournament of Power had reached a very key moment where Goku would face the warrior Jiren of Universe 11. Both were fighting, but the superiority of this guy before the Saiyan was more than evident. As initially had happened, Goku did not occur to him better idea than to make the genkidama. This for him could mean his elimination, if he got to kill Jiren for that reason. But this did not even pass through the mind of the Saiyan. Anyway, Goku would ask for the help of all the others to create the genkidama with the help of everyone present. Everyone wanted to get rid of Jiren, so they would give their energies. The genkidama would be created to later throw it to Jiren. But surprisingly, Jiren was giving it back to Goku. Things were complicated, since Goku, despite using all his power, could not be able to stop it. Finally, it would impact with Goku, but here, the story would be different. Goku, to be consumed by this energy, could not die, but could not survive this. At that time, Goku would think in all the memories of his past, and this would disappear at that time by that energy. Meanwhile, they would not eliminate Jiren because he was not guilty, since this technique was performed by Goku himself. Goku never appeared after that, and Beerus asked Whis what happened with Goku, and Whis would tell him that somehow he had not died, but he was not alive either. This left Beerus very confused, but whatever happened, the destiny of Universe 7 was inevitable. Goku was not, so this made the defeat of Universe 7 was imminent. Vegeta could do absolutely nothing, and this was the end. And Zeno-sama would erase Universe 7, and Universe 11 would be a winner. Planet Vegeta. But what the heck is this place? Where am I? Why am I on a ship? Oh, wait. Who are those guys? That man is identical to me. Is he Goku Black? No, why not? Bardock and Gine were talking at that moment, and they were talking about how they would send Kakarot to another planet. Gine would ask Bardock why he was so worried about his children, but Bardock would tell her that for once in his life, he had to preserve something. And above all, his son was destined to be a low-class Saiyan. Goku would listen to this conversation, and he was attended to what was going on. Wait, I died by the genkidama. Jiren was stronger. I couldn't beat him. That means that somehow I was reborn. I see. My body's too small. I guess now I'm a kid again. Those are my parents. I must tell them to take me out of there. Goku at that moment would try to talk to his parents, but they couldn't hear him since they were inside the ship and no sound was coming in or out of it. Hey Bardock, didn't you feel that? I felt as if someone wanted to tell us something. Gine, what do you mean? This isn't the time for this. We have to get Kakarot off this planet fast. Goku inside the ship, he would see that neither of the two were listening to him, and they would send Kakarot's ship, but before taking off, it would destroy the ship completely. But what happened? He's our son. How did he do it? You're my parents, Bardock and Gine, right? Bardock and Gine were very surprised to see this, because they couldn't believe that their son was talking to both of them. Kakarot, you can talk, but how is that possible? I must explain to you. I'm your son, but I've obtained the conscience of me from the future. It's something difficult to explain. I'm your son as a grown-up, but then the child of me as a child. I don't understand. This is very confusing. I kept my memories, but I don't know if my powers too. I must know. Goku at that moment would transform into the Super Saiyan, leaving his father perplexed. Oh, apparently if I keep my powers, this is fascinating. But what transformation is that? Maybe it is the legendary Super Saiyan. But if my son is a low-class Saiyan, how did he get that power? In another place, some trackers were broken for no apparent reason, and it was not designed to perceive so much power. Everyone would be scared and would tell him Frieza, who did not believe them. Mr. Frieza, try it with your tracker. Frieza would use his tracker to feel the key of this guy, but he only saw the number of the counter increase until it broke completely. But what? These trackers are broken. Bring me others. Frieza would use the others, but in the same way, these would break instantly. But whose is all that power? Maybe it's him. No, I don't think so. On the other hand, Goku would untransform and tell his father Frieza will destroy their planet. I must stop him first. Wait, so if it was true what I thought about that wretched Frieza... That's right, father. Excuse me, but I can't do it anymore. I must hug them. Goku would hug his parents, because he knew everything they did for him. He would spend a moment like this, but Goku knew that there was not much time left for Frieza to destroy the planet. And he would tell his father, we must eliminate that damn Frieza. Son, but he's too powerful. We cannot do anything against him. That's the same reason I wanted to send you to another planet. Son, you must save yourself. Father, you still don't understand. I may be able to defeat him. In the future, I've already done it too many times. Jinne, worried, would tell her son not to risk his life that way, because he was just a little boy. But somehow, he would understand that he could not stop him. Bardock and Jinne did not seem to understand very well about the rebirth of the Saiyan, but they would go to where Frieza was. Bardock asked to see him and Frieza would come without problems. Bardock would say to Frieza, I already know everything, Frieza. That's how you plan to destroy the planet. I knew it. You still have that great fear of the Super Saiyan. You're miserable, Frieza. We who serve you, and you will only pay us by eliminating us. You are trash. But what things you say, Saiyan. You annoy me. I better kill you at once before you ruin it, and those apes try to run away. Frieza, at the top of the planet, would prepare a ball of red energy to kill everyone on the planet. There were still Saiyans outside the planet who had not yet arrived at Frieza's fake meeting, but there was no time to wait for them all. It was a pleasure to meet you, but your end is more than inevitable. In the future, you could give me problems, and I prefer to avoid you. The only thing that stops you is your inferiority, but at any moment I know you would betray me, disappear. Bardock, surprised, would say to Frieza, Please don't do it. You'll end our whole existence. I was going to give you a little more time, but you got in the way. It seems that someone from my army reported this. Frieza, without further ado, would launch his attack, which was about to hit the planet. Bardock would try to stop it, but it was impossible. Frieza just laughed at that moment, until suddenly, the energy was completely discarded. The red light that illuminated the planet and determined its end had disappeared, leaving Frieza perplexed. But what the hell happened? My power was destroyed. But how is that possible? What Saiyan would be able to stop a power like that? It was me, Frieza, the one you feared most. I'm here to condemn you to death. But who the hell are you, you insolent child? Frieza would send his soldiers to finish off the boy, since he did not think it necessary to do it himself. But they were perplexed when they felt Goku's power. Frieza did not understand why his soldiers reacted that way. He was angry. I told you to attack him! Obey, you idiots! The soldiers were sweating from fear, but they attacked on Frieza's orders, despite the fear that this boy generated in them. But in less than a second, Goku had finished them all off. But how? I didn't even see him move! What happened? It seems that my son is the being you feared so much, Frieza. Your nightmare came true, and he'll end your miserable life. Damn you. That insignificant child. Don't say such stupid things, Saiyan! Shut up, Frieza. It's time for you to die. I'll change the destiny of this planet. Goku had defeated all of Frieza's soldiers, leaving him speechless. For a child from the planet of the Saiyans had defeated his soldiers as if they were mere cockroaches. Frieza, you must understand. My son has been the chosen one. The being that you feared so much would appear. You should have eliminated this planet long before. Now you will pay for all of your sins. Bardock would say with contempt. Don't say stupid things, Saiyan. That will never happen. How do you think a child is capable of facing me? You realize how absurd you sound. You seem very confident of your son. On top of that, a low-class Saiyan. Pitiful. I'm sorry to tell you that you're wrong, Frieza. In the future, I've already eliminated you several times, and this will not be the exception. I've shattered your pride over the years. What are you talking about, Saiyan? I don't even know you. How dare you talk about a non-existent future? It's complicated, and you wouldn't understand it. Too much for your understanding. Besides, I won't explain anything to you. If anyway your life will end here, I can only tell you that I come from the future, in which you destroyed this planet, exterminating 99% of Saiyans. But now it will be something different. You will be annihilated and the Saiyans will prevail.
It sounds interesting what you tell me, but it's absurd what you say. I'm tired of listening to nonsense.
Frieza would send his two most powerful warriors, Dodoria and Zarbon. As you say, sir, we'll put an end to that nuisance. Dodoria and Zarbon in a combined attack would attack Goku, but he didn't even flinch to move. With a simple hand movement, he made them fall unconscious, being thrown into the void. The Saiyans who were on the planet would see the two bodies falling at great speed, which seemed to have no consciousness. They would notice that they were Dodoria and Zarbon, leaving them stunned, knowing that both subjects were the most powerful soldiers of Frieza. But how is that possible? Who's defeated those two guys? Someone has enough power to leave them in that state? Who is that guy? Maybe he'll be our savior! Meanwhile, Frieza was even more surprised, because Bardock's son had defeated Zarbon and Dodoria with a single blow.
It can't be. They have great power. That's why they're among the elite of my soldiers. It can't be they've been defeated in such a humiliating way.
It's still not clear to you, Frieza? You have no other choice. Goku in his base state was more than enough to finish them off. Frieza, annoyed, would get up and say,
"Well, looks like I'll have to do this myself. What a bummer. I have to admit the power of this child is amazing. There's no doubt that this child could cause more problems in the future."
Frieza would say this without seeing Goku's transformation. Frieza would say in his mind, "I'll make sure I do this right. I'm not going to give that kid another chance." Frieza would increase all his power until he reached his ultimate stage.
I see you didn't even think about it when you used your last phase. You're not so confident anymore, Frieza, but I have something to show you too.
At that moment, Goku would raise his power, reaching his Super Saiyan state. Frieza would notice that his hair had changed color as it had turned a yellow color.
Isn't that the Super Saiyan transformation?
Frieza would stutter.
I can see it on your face, Frieza. That scary feeling running through your whole body. Seeing you oppressed by a Saiyan, this makes me so happy.
For his part, Frieza, with beads of sweat, would say,
"Damn it, it can't be him! Why is this happening to me?"
Frieza, still knowing this, would attack the Saiyan, throwing a ball of energy at him, which Goku would deflect with his hands. Frieza, at full speed, would try to land a killing blow on Goku, but Goku would appear from behind Frieza's back and grab him by the neck, saying, "I hope you rot in hell." Goku would charge an immense ball of power into Frieza's body, which would completely exterminate him, eliminating all traces of his existence. Meanwhile, on the planet Vegeta, someone informed King Vegeta that they had ended Frieza's life.
"You say that someone has defeated Frieza? That's impossible! No one is more powerful than Mr. Frieza. Bring me the one who did it, right away! I must talk to him."
Bardock and Goku had descended to the planet, and they would be warned that King Vegeta requested their presence, so they would go without any problem. But 2 page first, Bardock picked up the unconscious bodies of Zarbon and Dodoria to take them to King Vegeta.
"They said you were looking for us. What do you want? Is it true what everyone is saying? You defeated that Freezer bastard?"
"That's right. We won't be ruled by a jerk like Frieza anymore. I brought the bodies of Zarbon and Dodoria here. We'll enslave them like they did to us." King Vegeta saw this, and on his face a look of shock could be seen.
"So it was true. You eliminated him. The bodies of Zarbon and Dodoria affirm it. But how is that possible? How did you do it, Bardock?"
"It wasn't me who did it. It was my son, Kakarot."
"But he's a low-class Saiyan. It doesn't make any sense."
"It seems that I must explain to you. I've been reborn with all my memories, and it seems that my powers also came along with them. Therefore, I know exactly what will happen in the future, but that future no longer exists because I've completely changed the history of our race."
"I don't understand, Saiyan. What do you mean?"
Goku would tell them everything and explain how it all happened, and suddenly they would understand the rebirth of Goku, although they were all still very confused. On the other hand, Vegeta, who was with Raditz on another planet, would be informed by everyone of the Saiyans that Frieza had been defeated and was planning to destroy the planet when they were all together because of the meeting that he had held, leaving Vegeta and Raditz surprised.
"So, Frieza was planning to eliminate us. What a bastard. It seems that someone defeated him and prevented that from happening."
This made Vegeta spit out whatever he was eating.
"How you say that someone defeated Mr. Frieza? But who has such a power?" "I don't know. They only told me to tell them, and that King Vegeta ordered them to go to planet Vegeta immediately." Meanwhile, on the planet Vegeta, Goku had shown them the state of the Super Saiyan to those present.
Wait, that's the transformation of the Super Saiyan!
So the legend was true.
I thought it was just a lie.
King Vegeta felt a little envious at that moment, realizing that Bardock's son was more powerful than his son, Vegeta, although he had to swallow his pride, since he had saved them from extinction.
King Vegeta, I can see it in your face.
I know it hurts you that my son is so powerful, but you should be grateful. Meanwhile, in another place, Mr. Cold, we're informed by reliable sources that your son, Frieza, is dead.
But what are you saying, you idiot? Don't say such stupid things. No one is able to defeat my son, Frieza.
Sir, I don't know if it's true. It's just what they told me. Apparently, it was a Saiyan from the same planet who eliminated him.
That's completely unreal. I have to see for myself. My son Frieza can't be dead, especially not at the hands of a Saiyan.
King Cold would eliminate this soldier for believing that he was telling him lies, but he would still go to the planet Vegeta, just in case. On the other hand, Vegeta and Raditz had arrived at planet Vegeta, who would be greeted by King Vegeta, Goku, and the others. At last they arrived.
If I brought you here, it is to give you some news, and introduce you to my successor.
Vegeta and Raditz would see Bardock and Goku.
What is that low-class Saiyan doing in this place? Shouldn't he be on another planet because of his low power level?
You're wrong, son. He was our salvation. He was the one who defeated Mr. Frieza.
Raditz would be speechless, as he had been disappointed in his brother for his low power level, and being a disappointment to his family, making him somehow proud.
So you're my brother, Raditz. In the future, we had already met, although it didn't end very well.
What do you mean, Kakarot? You're talking about the future. I don't understand. It's true, you still don't know. It's hard to explain. With time, you will understand.
You say that Kakarot will become king?
That's right. Once he grows up, I will make him king of the planet Vegeta.
But if I'm your son, you can't do this, father!
I'm sorry, son. I didn't decide this by myself. All the Saiyans are asking for it now that they know that Kakarot freed them from their slavery. Damn it!
Finally, Vegeta would accept it in time, even though it hurt him that the Saiyan he despised and mocked had finally been superior to him in all aspects. At that moment, Goku would notice that a big key was approaching, which he was not able to recognize. He would feel an energy similar to that of Frieza. It seems that someone is approaching. I'll go to see who it is to receive them. I will see if he comes with good intentions. Although it seems he's Frieza's family, who the hell will it be? Goku would go out, and in the distance, he would see a ship similar to Frieza's landing on the planet. From it would come out a robust and very tall guy who was looking for King Vegeta to ask him about what happened. But who would receive him would be Goku. King Cold had come alone. Before landing, Cold had used the tracker, but this did not give him any result to find Frieza. Frieza would come out of the ship and would see a boy in front of him, as if he was waiting for him, something that would leave King Cold very confused.
So that key belongs to you. Now I understand why it was so similar to Frieza's.
Son, that's Frieza's father, King Cold. He was the one who controlled us before Frieza, and he was the one who left him in charge of this planet.
I see, so that's his father. I guess he came looking for the same destiny as his son.
King Cold would laugh and say, "But what a surprise! What are these Saiyans doing here? I didn't come to talk to them."
You better tell me, what do you want, King Cold?
I don't think you guys will give me that answer. You better back off.
I'm afraid that won't happen, Mr. Cold. Let me tell you one thing. Tyrants like you get the same punishment you give. I'll take care of that myself. I'll try to be good to you, Cold. I'll give you the chance I didn't give to your son, Frieza. Surrender and ask for forgiveness to all Saiyans on your knees, and I will not kill you.
Well, what nonsense are you saying, Saiyan? What are you trying to say with that?
In case you still don't get it, I was the one who ended the life of your miserable son. I know you're coming for that. That's your answer. That's right, Mr. Cold. Your son is dead. Even if you don't believe it, he was terribly humiliated. He died in the most horrendous way possible for someone of his race.
Damn it. That soldier was right. My son is dead. You say that you killed him, child. I must admit that I'm surprised. Being his father, I must avenge him. If not, what kind of father would I be? If they killed him, it was because he was trusting an imbecile. I'll send you to greet him in hell, Saiyan! After I eliminate you, I'll finish what he did not do. I'll destroy this horrendous planet!
Meanwhile, in another place, Lord Beerus, did you feel that?
What do you mean, Whis?
It seems that a mortal is a creditor of the power of the gods.
What are you talking about, Whis? What planet is it?
It seems that it's the planet Vegeta, Mr. Beerus.
It's not possible. I sent Frieza to destroy that planet. Those Saiyans had me fed up.
Well, about that, I have to tell you something else, and that's that Mr. Frieza is no longer alive.
What do you mean he's not alive? Someone was able to defeat him? It can't be!
That's right, Mr. Beerus, and it seems that it's that Saiyan. I think he's the one you were looking for.
Well, Whis, it looks like we have to go to that planet again. I will have to destroy it myself.
On Beerus' planet, Whis would tell Beerus about the Saiyan, who was on the planet Vegeta. Whis was the one who awakened the destroyer god Beerus when he felt the power of a god in the Saiyan. You say that mortal with the power of a god, if it exists. That's right, Mr. Beerus. According to what I've seen, that guy has powers never seen before, which is even more surprising when we consider that it is only a child. Then that child was able to defeat Frieza. He seems like a worthy opponent. I will have to go to that planet to check it out myself, to see how strong that brat is. After I defeat him, I will finish the job that I gave Frieza and that he couldn't do. I will be the one who destroys the planet of those apes. They have been a headache for me. Well, Mr. Beerus, then we will have to pay a visit to those Saiyans. That would take us just a few hours. At that time, Whis and Beerus would head to planet Vegeta where Goku was. Meanwhile, on planet Vegeta, the King Cold was determined to kill the Saiyan because he was meddling too much, and he had killed his son Frieza. It looks like you finally decided to fight Cold. That's what I was waiting for. I never had the chance to fight Frieza's father, since Trunks did it before. It'll be exciting to see your power, Cold. I'm sure you didn't show it all to Trunks by being so confident.
What the hell are you talking about, you damn Saiyan? Who the hell is Trunks?
You're completely crazy.
Yeah, right. I forgot. I'm in the past. That hasn't happened yet. I'm not going to explain it to you anyway. It would be a big waste of time for someone who will share the same destiny as his son. It was a big mistake for you to return to this planet. You will only be greeted by death. My son will give you an imminent end. I would have liked to have you seen how Frieza was slaughtered like a simple insect. It was very pitiful.
I'm tired of listening to you talk nonsense. That's enough!
At that moment, King Cold would send all of his soldiers to attack the Saiyan. But he would turn around and realize there were no soldiers, because they had all escaped when they knew the power of the Saiyan Goku.
Damn cowards! I'll kill them myself!
The soldiers that escaped from the planet in a ship would be hit by a ray of power launched by King Cold, killing them all. How inopportune. Although you should have done the same as them. At least they were smart and tried to escape. At that moment, King Cold would increase all of his power and would reach his last transformation, which would make the entire planet Vegeta tremble. All the Saiyans would feel this tremor, leaving them very surprised, making everyone notice what was happening. So all the Saiyans would approach to see what was happening, and they would see the father of Frieza, the King Cold, in front of a child, leaving them speechless, realizing that he was showing all his power to a child. This seemed absurd, and they didn't understand why. Perhaps that child is able to face the father of Frieza. If I'm not mistaken, it was he who killed Frieza, but how did he get so much power? I don't know, it's very strange, even more knowing that it's the son of someone like Bardock. The chances of his son having so much power is practically impossible. Not even the son of King Vegeta expected it.
Well, kid, I won't beat around the bush. You're so loud. How annoying!
At that moment, Goku would also increase his power, transforming into the Super Saiyan. The legend, if it was true then. It is really not just any Saiyan. Frieza told me what a warrior like that could be capable of. At that moment, he would make a huge ball of power, which he would throw at Goku, but he would deflect it to another place, making it impact somewhere in space against some stellar rocks, seeing a great explosion in the sky that would illuminate the entire planet. Do not believe that with a simple attack like that you can beat me. That's absurd! It seems that you were able to deflect it without problems. It is a simple attack, but never before had anyone been able to get rid of a power like that. You did it in an impeccable way. I congratulate you, kid.
Goku would only look him seriously in the eyes. He would appear on King Cold's back, and with a kick, he would send him to the ground, impacting some nearby towers. King Vegeta was watching this fight from afar, and he was speechless. Seeing the great power of that boy, he had been perplexed to see how King Cold was reduced to nothing. Seeing this, a big smile could be noticed on King Vegeta's face. It seemed like a lucid dream for him. He had always wanted to see those tyrants of cold being humiliated by someone, and more if it was someone of his own race. Vegeta would also observe this and think,
So, this is the magnificence of a Super Saiyan.
Meanwhile, on the planet of Zeno-sama,
Great Zeno-sama, things are happening just as you planned. The Saiyan Goku is changing the whole destiny of the universe. Apparently, he's taking advantage of the opportunity you gave him very well. Then I was right to make him reborn with all his memories and powers. That genkidama was the perfect excuse to do it. I couldn't risk him not winning the power tournament.
Don't you think we should give an explanation to the Saiyan why you made that decision on him?
It's not necessary, Daishin-kan. Maybe in the future he will change his mind, but for now, we'll not say anything. It's fun to observe how he develops, now that he has all these abilities being a child. I'll enjoy watching this.
But couldn't he come to this place? He knows where we are.
In fact, you're wrong, Daishin-kan. I made him forget all that memory that implies my existence, although he remembers the Tournament of Power, but not beyond the context that affirms that I was part of that.
I understand, Great Zeno-sama. Then we will only be observers. We will wait for him to grow up. Meanwhile, on the planet Vegeta, King Cold would be fighting against Goku, and he would try to attack the Saiyan unprepared. But Goku with his tail would stop King Cold's blow, and with his hands would throw him thousands of kilometers away. But he would use teleportation to finish him off with another blow, making him fall to the ground. But before hitting the ground, Goku would hit King Cold's back with his knee, making him scream in pain.
Ah, damn it! He's too strong! He has great intelligence when it comes to fighting. This can't be happening. He's anticipating each of my techniques. What the hell is wrong with this kid? I think maybe it would be a waste to kill him.
King Cold would offer Goku to be part of the elite of his soldiers, to be his right hand, and that he would have all the riches of the universe at his disposal. But Goku would flatly refuse to do this.
You think you're going to bribe me with that? Don't be naive. I don't need any of that.
Just answer. Do you want to continue living or not?
If you want to, then you'll kneel before all the Saiyans and ask for forgiveness.
That'll never happen. I will not humiliate myself in that way before some insignificant apes.
Well then, you've chosen death.
Shut up, asshole.
King Cold would again try to attack the Saiyan, but Goku would hit him with a ball of energy that would leave him badly wounded on the ground, causing him to de-transform. Goku would charge up another energy to end up killing him, but before this happened, King Vegeta would stop Goku, telling him,
"Don't kill him yet. I want to hear his last words." I always wanted to be standing in front of him like this, kneeling on the ground before me. Now I want to tell you something I always wanted to say. You're a complete imbecile. We followed your orders because you were superior to us in strength. We never respected you, neither you nor your son. We always thought you were incompetent. At any opportune moment, we would bite his hand. I'm glad I can tell you these words in front of you. I won't keep it in my head anymore. It felt so good. Damn King Vegeta, you know what? You'll all die with me.
At that moment, King Cold would put his hands on the ground, generating a great power inside the surface of the planet, making this planet start to destroy itself.
It can't be. It'll destroy the whole planet. Everything I did was in vain. Damn it! I can't save everyone. What am I supposed to do?
Die, everyone!
Meanwhile, in the palace of Zeno-sama,
It can't be. Things didn't go as expected. We'll have to intervene. Something like this will make the story worse. The Saiyan will die on that planet too.
Calm down, Great Zeno-sama. Don't despair. You don't need to intervene. Just watch. Meanwhile, the planet Vegeta was starting to crack. The whole planet was being destroyed. Finally, the planet would disappear completely, ending with the life of Goku and all the Saiyans, thus disappearing the whole planet Vegeta. But something strange would happen, and that is time would go backwards, again. Before King Cold impacted his hand with the planet to destroy it, someone had thrown the Hakai power to Cold, eliminating him. But what happened? Who eliminated him? I didn't do anything. Everyone would look up and see Beerus and Whis, leaving everyone surprised. They're incompetent. Because of that carelessness, he almost destroyed this planet. If it wasn't because we went back in time, this planet would be totally destroyed.
I couldn't let this planet disappear without first meeting the Saiyan that has the power of a god. I see. That's why I felt a slight change in time. Damn it. I was very careless. But I'm glad you're here, Mr. Beerus. Goku would say with a big smile, since he was excited to see Beerus again. How do you know my name, Saiyan? I don't even know you. It's because I've been reborn with all my memories and powers. So basically you could say we're in the past, I'm from the future, and your other companion is Mr. Whis. By the way, nice to see you back too, Mr. Whis. This would leave Whis a little confused since he didn't know him either, but he would just answer him kindly. Anyway, nice to meet you, Saiyan. At that moment, King Vegeta would notice the presence of Beerus and would kneel in front of him, and with a trembling voice would say,
"Oh, Lord Beerus, a pleasure to have you here. What brings you to visit this planet?"
And he would think at the same time,
"Damn it, now why did the Lord of Destruction Beerus come?"
He came to fight with the Saiyan that has the power of a god, and also came to destroy this planet since Frieza could not fulfill the order I gave him. Wait, what are you saying? Are you saying that you were the one who gave the order to Frieza to wipe out this planet? Goku would say, somewhat confused.
While Bardock was listening to this, he would think, "Damn it, and there is something above the race of the cold tyrants. Someone superior to Frieza. Surprising. But that bastard gave him the order to wipe out the Saiyans. I don't know what to think about. They're all idiots."
Leave your questions for later. As I told you, I came here to face the Saiyan with the power of a god. It's me, Mr. Beerus. In the future, you also looked for me for the same reason. But here I am now. I have reasons to want to finish you off, Mr. Beerus. You ordered to destroy my planet. I can't forgive you. You deserve to die. Goku at that moment would transform into the state of a god. His hair would turn a reddish color. Impressive. And he had much more power than just the Super Saiyan. How did he reach the divine power? Well, Saiyan, then I see that it was you that I was looking for. This is going to be exciting. Lord Beerus, it seems that there are several Saiyans watching this. Doesn't it bother you? I must say that is a little uncomfortable and a little annoying. I will have to eliminate them to enlarge the combat zone. Beerus would try to throw a ball of power to all the Saiyans that were watching. But before this, Goku would take his hand. And he would tell them, "Don't attack anyone from my planet. It seems I'll have to kill you, Mr. Beerus."